Uh, we're doing these presentations once a month, if I am remembering that right, and typically we try to focus on something that we think is neat or valuable, maybe a new feature, a new function within Saleslogix. So we're kind of going against the grain a little bit with that today. And it really comes back to something that several of our customers brought to us as a requirement that they'd like to have incorporated into Saleslogix. And so that's what kind of led us down this trail of investigating what some of the potential solutions are for electronically signing PDF documents. And so a lot of you that use Saleslogix and use the opportunity, and specifically the sales order area for building quotes, generally will need to have the customer authorize it in some way. What we used to do at Customer FX is we would send the document, ask the customer to print it out, sign it, and then fax it back to us, where we then had to either print it again with the signature or drag it into Saleslogix after it was rescanned. So not a very efficient process, and again, involving fax machines. We're seeing less and less of those getting used as technology sort of passes that by. But what got me excited about this particular one is, first of all, it's free. And it comes because Adobe purchased one of many, and I'm not going to say I'm an expert on electronic signatures in general, but they bought a company called EchoSign. And you may have noticed that in a PDF you maybe have or have received, there's actually an ability now to sign a PDF document electronically. And I'm going to kind of show you the pieces and parts of that. I'm going to apologize in advance. This is going to seem a little bit clunky because I'm playing the role not only of the person creating and sending the PDF, but I'm also playing the part of the recipient or customer and what they have to do to get it signed. So bear with me on all of that, and hopefully this will make some sense as we sort of move through these components of it. The obvious upside is I don't have to print anything out. My customer doesn't have to print anything out. And we have an electronic record of that signed document that we can always retrieve from our private EchoSign website that Adobe creates for you and for your customer. So when they sign it, it actually uploads a signed copy to the EchoSign website, and you, as the sender, have the ability to view the very same document within your site. So what that means is you're going to have a record of all the documents that you've sent that have been signed by all of your customers, and then your customers have visibility to the documents they got from you. Now, obviously, they can only see their own. They can't see your other customers' documents, but the two of you have the ability to collaborate in an online fashion by sharing that document from the website. Now, in Saleslogix, again, the most common use for this that I can think of, and it's certainly not limited to this, any part of Saleslogix out of the box or custom where a report or a PDF gets created, you can involve this electronic signature process. The most common I can think of is sales orders. Everybody who uses sales orders probably is going to need them authorized or signed in some way. So we've always had to come up with workarounds. So here I have a sales order open in my system. I've done what I need to do as a salesperson. I've added my products and fiddled with the prices to where I think it needs to be. And now it's to a point where I need to deliver this to the customer, whether it be a sales order or quote, doesn't matter. The end result is I'm going to get a PDF. And this is part of where it's a little bit clunky to me. And I'm going to throw in here that there are lots of customers where we've added some additional functionality in here, like the ability to click the report itself right from the sales order, or if you have different kinds of quote outputs, you can either add those launcher buttons to the quick action or common task area, or you can go into the reports area. So it doesn't really matter how you have done it. We also have a Power to Quotes module where there's literally a button on the sales order screen that creates the PDF and addresses the email ready to be sent out. So this is kind of the clunky way to do it because I'm not using any of the add-on capabilities or any customizations that we've done. I'm going to show you how it works out of the box, which again is kind of a lot of clicking, but hopefully if this is something that'd be useful to you, you may want to look at a way to make this a little more seamless. So basically all I did was then went to the reports area. I could have clicked on the report button in the common task area. I'm looking at Crystal Viewer now, and Crystal Viewer is showing me the output of that sales order that we created. And from here, I have the option to either print it or export it, and you can use either option actually to end up sending it as an email, but we'll go through the print button here, and then we click OK because we want to print the whole thing. It's only one page, but if it was more than one, that would give you 2 pages. So now we have the document as a PDF. So I printed to a PDF. So we've left Crystal, now we're in Adobe, and so now I'm in a place where I'm ready to email this, and if you click on the email, send email button in here and click OK, it's actually going to create an attachment to this email, and you can fill the email out. It's going to attach this PDF to the email and deliver that to the customer. Now when they get it, they're going to see the document in their PDF reader. So they double click on it, they open it up, and they see it in their PDF reader. Let me see if I got the right version here. There we go. So this is the email itself, and so I can just address this to John Abbott or whoever I wanted to send it to, and click send, and it would send the email off with the PDF attached. So once the client gets it, they open it up now, and they are going to see in here, I told you this was clunky, I warned you. So they have the ability to sign it, and when they sign it, they have a variety of different options they can use. They can make comments or add text and checkboxes to the actual PDF, and they can also, this looks like a third grader did it, but I actually used my mouse and created a signature with my name. You can do it if you wrote it on a piece of paper. It also allows you to upload a JPEG of your signature if you don't want it to look like this chicken scratch, because again, I drew it with my mouse. So the customer can get it, click on the sign, add some comments, add checkboxes to things they want to call attention to. They can put comments on here. It doesn't overwrite the document itself. They can't, for example, alter pricing. They're just adding little images to the document itself that they want you to see before they sign it. So once they sign it and send it, it actually brings up, and this is a screenshot of the website here, it brings up this screen. So now we've got our customer hat on, and when they click deliver it, they say who they want it to go back to, which is probably you, the salesperson. They can put in a message like, I'd like to proceed, or hey, if you give me a better price, I'll sign it, or whatever they want to do, because maybe they won't sign it yet. So they can put notes in back to you and then click on deliver. So once that happens, they then are going to see in their EchoSign web page all the documents that they've electronically signed. So that particular one, I'm just doing this for the sake of speed here, so we don't have to wait for emails to flow around the world. Here is the documents that so far with my account I've electronically signed. So here's that sales order. I can open it up as a PDF if I want to take another look at it. This is after I've sent it back to you, the Saleslogix user. I can see the document, and then in the email inbox, again, I'm wearing 2 hats. Now I have it back again in my inbox because they delivered it back to me signed. So you can see that a quote was shared and approved. I get to see a little thumbnail about the document. You also saw the notes that I typed in, or the comments in the body of the email. And I can click here to log into my EchoSign account, and manage the documents and even respond back to them if I wanted to. But then I also get a hard copy. So I get a hard copy of the quote back in my inbox, pre-signed with all the notes and so forth on it. And again, I can make other adjustments to this thing and send it back. So if there's a collaboration that needs to happen, you can do that also. Okay, now some of the things we're thinking of, we haven't done it yet, but we think it would be pretty cool to do this. Anybody that has Knowledge Sync, for example, we can actually monitor these inboxes and not only alert the salesperson at your company that they have a new signed quote or sales order in their inbox. We can also attach it to the Saleslogix record automatically, or you can drag and drop this back into Saleslogix in the sales order attachments area. And I did that earlier just for the sake of speed here. So if we go back to the sales order where we started all this from, I've already dragged that email back into the sales order attachments area. Give this a second here. So if we go to attachments, you can see that a quote was shared and approved. So now in the sales order that I started from, I have an attachment, and if I open this up, it's going to actually open, if I want, the email itself. I'm just going to open it up in Outlook and let me see that same email. So even if I've deleted it a month later or whatever from my inbox, Saleslogix still has a record of that because I chose to drag it in there as an attachment. Okay, so that's kind of what I wanted to show. Bree, is there any questions anybody has so far about this?
Scott, right now I don't show any questions.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what we were hoping to show. And again, part of this is, again, it's free. They can sign up to 5 documents from you a month. EchoSign also has paid subscription if you go beyond the 5 for your customer. They do have some pretty economical paid programs too. If you end up sending a lot more than 5 to a given client, they can subscribe to that. So they do get a 5-user account or a 5 per month account for free from Adobe. It's standard. They don't need an Adobe software package other than Adobe Reader, which is free, to get all this functionality. So hopefully you guys will take advantage of this because we just think it's pretty cool that it's baked right into PDFs now. And again, if you are a Power to Quotes customer, we've actually streamlined this a lot by adding some extra buttons that allow you to make this a little more just one click rather than multiple clicks to get it launched out of the PDF launched to an email out of the sales order. All right, well, that's what I was hoping to show today, Bree. Hopefully that was interesting.
Yeah, a couple while you were
rambling.
While you were talking, yeah, a couple of those, a couple questions came in. One of them is, what do you do about archiving? Well,
you really see that's one of the cool things about this is that you actually don't have to archive it because the PDF itself is stored on your EchoSign account. So as a Saleslogix user, when you first send the document, it creates an EchoSign website and web page for you. And so every document you've sent, that you've ever sent, is going to be on your EchoSign website. Okay? So you have a permanent record of everything you've sent. And you also get to see you know, what's been signed, what has not yet been signed. So all of that stuff is going to be archived for you up here on the EchoSign site. And that's, you know, whether you dragged it back into Saleslogix or not, you're going to see it in there.
How big are the attachments once you bring them into Saleslogix?
That's a good question. 95 kilobytes is so the version I got back with their signature on it is 95 kilobytes. Pretty small. PDFs are highly compressed, so these are really pretty tiny documents.
Okay. And another question is, have we looked at alternative signing solutions? Which I know we have.
Yeah, Bree, I think you're right. We have looked at other ones. And again, today's demonstration was not because we're huge fans of EchoSign. I am because it does what we need it to do and it's free. Now, is there more sophisticated ones out there? Absolutely. And yeah, there is. They're not built into the PDFs. Probably they have APIs. I think we looked at some of those. EchoSign has APIs also to make it a more seamlessly integrated solution, right in Saleslogix if you want. But there are plenty of these out there that can do this digital signing. I just like free and good enough was why we picked on this one today.
Which is always nice if one customer isn't getting tons of sales orders or quotes a month.
Right.
Getting a free app is nice. And
yep.
One more question is, are you able to use this with smartphones as far as signing?
Actually, you can. Good question. Yes, you can do this right from a smartphone, and I actually did it. So yeah, if I checked my email on an iPhone or whatever, the ability to sign a PDF is there. And so yeah, it is part of their mobile solution also. You have to download their PDF reader app, but you can get those on Android and iOS, and it does support it for mobile phones. It's very cool.
All right, Scott, well, that is all the questions we have at this time. However, if any of you out there think of something later, please feel free to either shoot Scott or I an email. And if you don't have our email address, you can always do info@customerfx.com.
Great. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye now. Bye-bye.